the whole Okay, 59.
Ted?
Yes.
Alt?
Yes.
Rose? Curtis?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yeah. Public comments on this? Public comments. Thank you.
I have one that's been done for the whole good news down, but the library will not come like that. And that's the right, one another. We got a couple of these, one, that's and we're going on, I'm kind of a little bit haven't had many going on, and so we're not great. So, the benefit of that, these are I think you might otherwise.
We have a vote meeting for November 11th, and then I'm waiting to get that and just get everybody
Anybody got any questions?
Thank you. Thanks, Susie.
Bart?
I don't have anything, Kevin.
Good thing for your way, and we know the last year we were here in the meeting. We're very also bumping the least your first person in your head off. And so now the individual here at that 5 people under we have a lot of issues to keep here start affecting your health. And then switching back what this is. Well, I'm not the full amount of system. It is that's all I have. I just want to make sure we have that for sure. We're going to be able to keep people outside this system.
Nighty, you anything?
Just we're, because of the techniques and last year and a half a year, we're someone else, which is obviously, and hopefully we can do that and we'll break it down. And still self-care records today. The training only, we'll be acceptable for one.
Joel? Nothing from public health?
Everybody's got a copy of our state payment. The total is on there, what we received for 2014, a little over 2.2 million. We were within 25,000 of what we received last year, which was an exceptional year last year. So, again, another good year of state payment. And then we've already received last night, we received a wire for income tax, our first payment for the new fiscal year. And the specific payment was a little over $100,000. Okay. That's all I have.
Okay, we're up for Bruce or Donna?
Funding? Kevin came to my office yesterday. Apparently in the PMP meeting last week, there was a motion to send a finance request to find funding for the forensic audit. There was a quote from Garrett for about $5,600. We have $11,000 budgeted in legal fees in the general fund under the county board. Now, last year, legal fees were $39,000. That was really due to the public health, set all those legal fees. You know, the building, the whole setup, the dissolution. Prior to last year, the average legal fees ranged between $5,000 and $6,000. That's what we paid just for our ongoing legal for like union renewals. So it would seem that there's appropriate funding within that budget line right now to pay for this forensic audit, if you choose to do that.
I think we ought to move forward with it. Do we need a motion to,
I would think so.
since it's already budgeted?
Do we need a motion for that?
For what?
To move money, to use money out of the line item, what you just did?
Legal fees,
County board.
county board legal fees.
Yes.
We need a
You're
motion.
gonna move the money, yes.
We're not moving money.
You're simply spending it?
Yeah.
Still need motions for that,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I would move that we proceed with that and use the funding from our 2015 county board legal fee budget.
And there is, okay, second, John Turgan, your copy of the agreement, there's a possibility we can cover their share of the costs. They might all, but it's in there. I haven't had to call John, but I haven't had to find out how much money still in that 40-year account. So we'll have to wait and see, but either way, we got to do that. We got a motion. Anybody got any? To proceed if the prosecution, you got to have the officials involved in the forensic audit. They have to put it in a legal form, whatever that is. Yeah, just to clarify, just on the. So, stay up there. I'm sorry. Yes.
I didn't remember that there was one motion in the meeting, but I thought that was just a clear, try to find my money. But I guess my question is, what we hope to gain by then, this is not our offer, the legislative report on me at this point, you're right now. I'm not against it. I just don't see anything that they have to spend that money to do that kind of forensic audit on the rest of it.
Well, not on the rest of the hard drives, it's on what we already have, as I understand it. If I was correct, they have any type of policy on the rest of the computers. I don't anticipate anything on the rest of the computers. It's, you know, it's just talking between people. But to go forward with any prosecution, we gotta have that forensic audit, get them to do them all, to make sure that it's done right. That's what I believe. So somebody wants to counter that or have any other input, please feel free.
Yeah, it's my understanding they're going to look at the 4 computers, 4 or 5, I don't remember how many, I've heard both accounts, but Garrett has information on the ones that were given, the hard drives that were given to him, either 4 or 5, and you're spending money to have him forensically do a report on an examination of those hard drives that are in his possession. I don't think he has all the rest of them. I don't think all the rest of them were taken. It's only 4 or 5 that were given to him. So So that's the analysis that's going to take place.
That's what I
That's
thought.
what I was done.
Yeah, but I think it was done in a way that we could court.
It was done in a very summary fashion, I should say. He didn't do a full-fledged audit. He just did a very quick, inexpensive analysis of these hard drives, just to kind of get an idea what was there on those 4 in particular that I'm aware of. But he assured me that there was nothing in depth about what he did. To do so would have cost money, and he would have expected to be paid to do anything more in depth. He just, I think, was told to do a rather surface summary analysis of these hard drives to see if anything was there. And then you heard what they came up with. So now the question is, do you want to go further with a deeper analysis of the hard drive to see what else is there? That's my understanding.
So I was understanding, my understanding that they were going to do the rest of our
Here, I got the Heritage Discovery letter. Yeah, I can read it. You have requested that Heritage Discovery report provide you with a full to audit the 18 computers used previously by county health department employees. Previously, we had conducted a very cursory audit of a few computers owned by the county. This quote is not for a cursory audit, but is for a full and complete audit that will include many more details such as dates, times, and information needed to take administrative and legal action as necessary. The audit will consist of the following tasks: acquisition, MED copy of each hard drive, analysis, analyze each computer for waste, fraud, and abuse, and report. Write an expert report that will be used for court purposes if necessary. The total cost is $5,650. So,
That's got 18 computers, isn't it?
yes.
That's all.
I don't know how many.
I don't know. Only one of the 4 or 5 we were reported.
Well, either way, you have to, Jim, you have to do this to really, if you're any chance of doing any prosecution, you have to have this type of audit.
Absolutely. And he even acknowledged that what he did for the board back in November was not for court purposes. It was more for informational purposes, so it wasn't in-depth enough to proceed any further than just for what the board heard that day in November. So he acknowledged that he has to do this additional step or steps in order to get enough information for court purposes if it's warranted.
That's all the information that I got. What's your question? Do you have a motion to set that? Do you want to modify that or do you want to go ahead and do this?
Even a bigger board.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I've been told. They're not likely to find much in the rest of it.
I think we need to proceed with it. I know it's a it's got to be a very comfortable position for a top prosecutor. But we need to follow through with this. Because what I'm smelling, what little bit of information, there's some potential felony action out there, and we need to proceed with it.
Yeah, we need due diligence, so we'll have one elsewhere.
Russell, why did you say it's uncomfortable for me? Not my computer.
When you look at the folks involved with this,
I understand, and I'll take that into account, once an analysis is done,
Right, because when you start looking at, in a small neighborhood like this, with a family and friends situation that's all involved with this, it's got to be uncomfortable.
Well, arrangements have already been made.
Uncomfortable, I thought, is totally.
Right. Now, there have been arrangements made, if necessary, for an independent prosecutor to come in and review all of this. It won't be me. It won't be my office.
I think it's important for everybody to know this isn't been fun for anybody. Nobody likes to get into this kind of thing. But it's things that you have to do. I'm sure in your mind, Jim, you deal with a lot of things that you don't like to do, but you got to.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
I suppose that's the nice thing about the camera. Say, if there anybody out there listening, we need help. In Iroquois County, state of Illinois, in the USA.
Okay, nobody, we don't want to change anything for cheaper price. You want to make people call the roll.
Schmidt. Paul.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Yes.
Jim, this department head.
No, I don't have an agenda. Kevin is, the Kathy Blunk, well, is that on the agenda?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well, I will give you a surface update on that without going into executive session. I did talk with Mr. Blunk, and I'd hope to have more of an answer today. I did convey an offer to him, and he was going to talk it over with Kathy and get back to me with either an acceptance or a counteroffer. He is genuinely interested in redoing the loan, which would include a higher payment and a lump sum. Whether it would be the amount that we had discussed earlier, I don't know, but he's going to make a counteroffer with a lump sum and a higher monthly payment. He did tell me he is, because corn prices are lower, he is much more active in selling these corn stoves. His cash flow is better, and he's hired a couple of people because his volume has picked up. So, I mean, for him, it's a good business environment for him right now, and he's interested in making this work. So,
Are we required to, with redoing this, is there any issue with the revolving loan of standards or whatever?
I think we'll let them know that this has been redone, and whether me, I don't think it's their call to revoke this. I think they want to see us diligently
Going out.
work this loan and make it viable. And I'm interested in doing that, and I think the board is too. So I think we're going to get to a place where we'll have a viable agreement that's acceptable to everybody. But I'll have more details. I'd hope to have that by today, and I didn't. I don't. So I'll be certainly by P&D next month or later this month. I'll have more information and a specific offer.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. We got down here, 911, PTSD funding.
Is that this? You want me to talk about this? This is the joint dispatch. I looked at the joint dispatch. I assume that's what you mean? Oh, that I don't know anything about. With what I have, I looked at joint dispatch. I had forecast the ending cash balance in joint dispatch back in August, September time period, and we anticipated having an ending cash balance at November 30th of $136,500, about 136,137. From that basis, we kind of laid out the budget and determined the amount that the county would pay extra and the city would pay extra in order to fund 911 for next year. I looked on Monday to look what the cash balance ended up being, and it was $85,000, so $50,000 less than anticipated. When I looked at the detail of what caused the difference, the city of Waukesha hadn't made their last payment for 4 months, which is $48,889. So I talked to Kyle about that, and talked to NIDA. I think NIDA talked to Watsika, and they're gonna make that payment, so we're gonna come out. I mean, it won't, the ending balance for November 30th is what it is, $85,000. We have this extra payment that'll come in, show as upside in FY15, but I think you said, or told Kyle, I'm hearing this secondhand, that payment is forthcoming, so that we'll end up with a cash balance really close to what we anticipated, so that's good.
That's what I didn't pay on
No, you can't do cash when the date the check was received in the treasurer's office, so.
But it's for the 014 fiscal year.
True. So 014 will show a shortage in revenue. FY15 will show excess revenue.
So right now, it's the one.
Yeah.
That was all short.
Yeah. There's a couple other small ones, I think, that are, I don't know, I'm just going by, all I do is download the data, and it can be right or wrong, it's just the variance to the budget. So there could be some other small amounts, but that was really the big difference of what happened.
Everybody satisfied with that? 2015 unemployment rate?
You didn't want to bring it up. Unemployment rate, we did get the 2015 unemployment rate, which is really, really good. It's 1.75. 1.75. That is fantastic. Yours is?
Most of them are.
Well, yeah, no, not most of them. The minimum rate is 0.55. In 2012, our rate was 5.45. In 2013, it was 6.35. Last year, it dropped to 3.25. This next year, it's going to be 1.75. And we budgeted, I used a rate of 1.875, so really close. So we're even slightly under what we budgeted for next year. So, great news.
Could be as bad as 8.1.
Right.
You don't realize that right now, every $100 payroll, $8 is going to the state money.
On your first $14,000 of salary per year, per employee, yes. Yes, the maximum rate is 8.15.
We don't have to just to report.
Just a report.
It's a good report.
Yes.
It's nice to hear the good news. We get some bad news.
It'll save us a little money on that line.
Right.
Oh, we're not getting any minutes. That is nice.
She'll be back. We can wait a minute.
Okay.
No, he's talking about the benefits. Oh, the taxable wages. Yes, it is because you have your first, the unemployment rate, the taxable wages are the first $14,000 of everyone's salary. So by the second quarter, then people start to roll off. And our wages go way down, taxable wages.
Some folks go off their contract.
You've read that? Anybody else pass that out here?
Everybody else is saying, but
Everybody has a contract over expected contract that was signed 3 years ago. Mr. July has looked at that contract and also approved it. Somewhere there, who's also approved the contract. submitted to Lynn Allen, so the exact contract or fire department. Also, police department really would have, the only difference would be you guys and the amount.
Everybody's payment plan set up different? Apparently it is, they pay.
Yeah, but they pay normally, you're the only one that pay normally. The city pay, they make payments, they make one at the beginning of the budget year, and then first, within that month, they make one payment, and then they pay again December 1st, after our budget year starts, they pay the exact payment. Then I have about 5 fire departments that pay quarterly. The rest, most of them send in a check for 1 year.
How much do they get?
I'm not sure what I'll get monthly. Riverside gets a check for 1 year. I may pay monthly. So there are 2 of you who pay monthly, the rest of them pay, like I said, about 4 or 5 quarterly, and then everybody else gets a check every year for 1 year. And I talk about like you can say what they can go to eat, and then you also give them what amount of good they don't know. Don't get this check every city and stuff like that.
Jim, this is not the agenda.
This contract review? Has it been talked about previously? Probably not.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
Well, they ought to have been the 911 to get their funding. Yeah,
I guess
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just, yeah, all right.
Yeah, well, go under that category.
All right. Okay, gentlemen, it's a pleasure. You need a motion. What?
Should be allowed to pay that.
$163,380.
That's what's budgeted.
At a monthly installment of $14,615.16. So we got a budget, let's plan.
And the city got the same total?
That's correct.
If they return.
No, I think we should say that. They gave a photo, they gave that.
And this goes to 911 and not joint dispatch fund?
Correct.
So that's a change. So you would be paying the 911 fund, not the joint dispatch fund.
It has to be set up completely separate. Technically, look at my line, not included in our landline or cell phone fund.
So you'll have to have it in the landline.
That has to be completely separate.
She's going to put a separate general ledger account. So if you look at on your revenue and expense, it'll be a separate
It'll
one.
be part inside.
She's not talking about a separate department. She's right, you wouldn't have a separate department. She's just going to put it into 911 and there'll be a separate line there for the revenue. Yep.
I'll move that we accept this contract as laying out front.
How's this affect us?
Just like what Ryan just said, that's for the board, your Cook County Sheriff's Department, probation department after hours, your Cook County coroner, your Cook County animal control, then what the highway after hours, I'm trying to think of stuff like that.
I know what my concern was, there was some issues, and I'm sure forget these all addressed. Once we give money out, we don't have any control over it.
Let me say this, Kevin.
Yeah,
No, you're absolutely right to ask that question. And there's been a disagreement whether the county board has a right to review ETSB's budget. And the issue has been there's never really been a direct appropriation from the county board to ETSB in the past. If there is now, you'll have a right to review their budget. So come budget time, they'll need to submit their budget to your Quake County Board Finance Committee for approval by the county board. There's a big difference.
I thought we'd been together.
No. Never have in the past.
Well, we have.
No. But now, the county board, I mean, which makes sense. You're giving money, you have a right to see how it's spent. So.
Well, that's good that everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Do you have complete control over our board or I mean, that is shown on the line. I don't know how much of it.
No, I'm just one people, everybody's going different directions, so they need to get in line and make sure everybody's on the same page.
And I will report to whoever, to make sure I have that, several talks about that. You want me to start reporting to judicial, or have to do that? You get more likely to report from them, so they would have to do that, you just don't know what you need.
You're on board with this? Okay.
What was the term of it? 2 years? Did it match the funding issue that we talked about?
I think it's 1 year.
2 years.
2 years. I'm sorry,
Things change fast in a year.
You also remember that there at policies for procedure, I think there was a committee established, about 8 or 9 members. More likely, that's kind of like 911 board is. Entities including yourself, that look at the dispatching and try to figure out financial capital that we need to look at for the next 2 years. And exactly what direction we think that's what we think that have a member, at least one member on that. And then we'll call it committee. It's not over, this is advisory, whatever it be. And that is looking into that, so that was something we decided to be.
Yeah, I remember. Well, this 2 years would match the joint dispatch money that we agreed to split what's equal to fund on dispatch, right?
That is all, I have coordinated, a motion, whatever we're looking for, to include that money into the amount for dispatch, in the next 2 years. And that's the amount that any of you talk about earlier.
Any more discussion?
Well, the extra ICON money is going to ETSB, not to what it is.
Correct, it's only used for dispatch.
Any more discussion? Anybody got any other questions? Call the roll.
Smith, Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Yeah.
Hanson.
Yep. All right, where are we at? For instance, no.
Too many different audits done.
No, I got one. 14 audit.
The auditors will be here the week of December 15th. They'll do risk assessment and control walkthrough. That's where they look at our internal control procedures. They track transactions through the process, payroll transactions, AP transactions. They'll pull a number of transactions, make sure all the right approvals are in place all the way through, and we have all the checks and balances in place. And then they also will do that with the circuit clerk audit testing. So they usually get that done preliminarily then. They had asked to be here for the full audit the week of January 5th and the week of January 12th, which is what they asked last year. And last year I pushed back and said I can't have them here the first week, that's the week of the meeting. I would rather the second week than the third week. Last year it wasn't an issue. We have a different manager this year who says she's trying to figure out if that will work in her schedule. But that's going to be an issue if it's the first week. I'm not going to have time to work on that 100%. If they're here that week, it will be difficult. So we'll see. So by mid-December, or mid-January anyway, the field work will be done. The public health audit, I mean, all their testing will be as a part of ours, since they're within our financials, and their financial audit tests will be just from July 1st through November 30th. Questions?
Fine.
There are 2 claims on the list that come from other committees. One is on a separate page, and that is the $500 fitness center fee from public health that missed the health committee. And then the second one is a $20,000 payment to Martin Development. That is for there was a vote in management to send it here for final approval. It should be in here. It is the work for FSA. I didn't get the bill until after the management meeting yesterday, so I wasn't able to get it in. So. Okay. Yep, the last one on the second page. And it's not complete. It's 94% of the bill. There are some issues with the air conditioning and the ADP that were discussed yesterday at management. He knows he needs to fix that and get that working right. So that's why he's requested just slightly less than complete.
I think that's a pretty good thing. Nice job of remodeling that with outside people.
Oh, good.
I got a question.
You can ask Jerry about that.
What's the fitness center?
I believe it's over at Lewiston High School. Kind of about 4 days of school health plan, and like half through. I think this gentleman opened up the fitness center from 6:30 in the morning, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. These come out like 2 hours an hour.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Are we with the contract for the all done there?
October. They do, once this air conditioning thing gets worked out, they have to do a final walkthrough. The state does, the guy in Springfield, he'll come and walk through and check everything on. But that's really all we're waiting on, is this air conditioning thing to work out.
Thank you.
What's the life back?
10.
All right. Gentlemen, you want to do any bills?
I knew we paid this one. Number 2 included.
The 2 late ones.
Smith? Oh,
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, any old business? Old business? Any new business?
I have a question. I got an email yesterday from IMRS, and they are endorsing a nursing home insurance policy for our employees. It would be 100% paid by the employee, and they want you to know you have to opt in. You have to actually complete a resolution if you want to offer this insurance. I don't have that form yet. There is a webinar this afternoon to explain it, but is that something you want me to pursue?
I would.
It's an option, right?
It is it would be an optional, employee-funded, 100% employee-paid insurance policy.
There's no harm in offering it then.
Well, they say there's no cost to the county. The cost is the administrative, so it would be one more thing within our office to do through payroll and some, but that would be the only cost.
Like all insurance companies, they always got other little ways to try and get their hands on revenue.
For the first couple of years.
And it's not, and I did just took a cursory look at, tried to go to the webpage where you sign up for the webinar, and it is not IMRF. It is an insurance company endorsed by IMRF, to be clear.
Just like AARP or something like that.
Yeah.
It's all, if the employees want it, then we don't have much additional cost, because I know anytime an employer puts a program, a lot of times the cost,
Yeah.
dealing with the employee issues and stuff, greatly outweighs any benefit.
So would you like me to pursue this, or?
I say we need to hold the employees.
You're sure there's no cost increase and built back to the backlog?
Yeah.
Well, it's costing us. Find out what that cost is going to be, as well for the employees, give us the answer. If they're doing good, then I'm employee, and we'll say what's the cost, unless you've
So
asked.
do you want me to just listen to the webinar and get more information?
Yeah, probably really have to.
It's an hour.
Too good to be true, no.
I just wanted to make you aware. I didn't want to start down a path without you being aware.
Okay. Any more new business? I move we adjourn. Motion. All in favor? Great.
Good.
You haven't had enough of that, huh?